Hello everyone, my name is Myiesha and I'm a beauty director at Sephora, and as you can probably tell, I'm in my home, I'm at my vanity, and I've really only been using my vanity to work on my computer. I haven't been doing any makeup, so I kind of feel a little like out of my element, and I want to do something kind of fun. So we saw this challenge online where you take the first letter of your first name and you stick to makeup brands with that letter. So my name is of course Myiesha, so I looked under the M tab on Sephora.com and I was like, okay, makeup forever. Okay, Marc Jacobs. I got a lot of that. Like, what can I do? And then I just like went around my house like a little scavenger hunt and just went crazy and started pulling things and playing with things I hadn't played with in a while. So I created this look with the things that I had on hand around my house. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let's get started. So my first products are from Marc Jacobs Beauty. These are the Highliner Gel Eye Crayon Eyeliner in the shade Blacker and Rococo, two of my favorite shades. And I'll just be using this to add a little definition down. You can do eyeliner after eyeshadow. I like to do it before and after because I find that it just kind of gives me some nice structure. To apply my liner, I'll be using a brush to smudge it. So this is from Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, and this is the Precise Definition Eyeshadow Brush 220. And it has just a nice little tapered shape to it, so I like it to blend shadow or to add precision or definition. So I'll be using Rococo and just going in and kind of doing like a thick-ish line because that's kind of my base, and just ever so slightly blending this. So I'll be using the Pro Shadow Brush number 13. This one has a little nice like rounded edge to it just because this eyeliner is very pigmented. I just need a slightly bigger brush just for this outer corner. So I'm gonna get in there and load it up pretty nicely. Just tap to blend. I'm gonna do the bottom as well. This is one of my favorite shades for the lower lash line, especially if I'm not wearing strip lashes. I don't like to go so heavy on the bottom just because it kind of drags your eye down. This color is perfect just for some nice subtle definition, but it's kind of dark, so it works. It's nice. The same thing over here. Just getting in there, trying kind of a thicker line. That Fenty brush for that inner corner. If I need to use this bigger brush, I can. So I'm kind of doing like a thick line, almost like I'm starting a cat eye, and then just kind of like filling up this outer corner with a little bit of liner. So I've laid down my brown liner. Now, totally optional, but if you want a little bit more definition, you can use your black and just kind of hit the areas you would if you were doing a tight line. Make it nice and defined. I do makeup for a living, so when I'm at home, I don't really like to wear makeup. Mascara maybe is like my go-to, but I felt like I wanted to do my makeup today. I feel like all the kids are doing all these challenges of like pick my eyeshadow. And this one's kind of cool because everything is going to be an M, the first letter of my name, and everyone always spells my name wrong, so maybe this is like an extra special challenge to remind people of like my name. My mom actually changed the spelling of my name like 3 times because she was worried people were going to spell it wrong or pronounce it wrong. So I think that's why people kind of get a little confused. I like how unique my name is. This is from Melt Cosmetics. This is the Rust eyeshadow palette. I think I'll be using Tarnish. I'm gonna go in with that number 13 brush, and I'm just gonna press it on right in the first half. Hold on, is it raining? I'm just pressing on. If you don't have oily eyelids like I do right now because I didn't put any powder on, just go ahead and put some primer on. Next, I'm gonna go into this Redox color right here, which is kind of like a little bit of a, I think a dark rose gold because it's kind of pinky. Same brush, I'm just wiping it off a little bit. So I'm just gonna press that. And it kind of like, they work together so well. They're in the same palette. Of course they work together, but it kind of looks almost like the same color from a different angle, like a shifting color. So that's the idea I'm going for by doing the half gold, half bronzy rose gold. So I'm just placing that there. And if you are learning how to do shadow, shimmery shadow is so much easier to do than matte shadow just because it's so shiny that you can't really tell like if you mess up at all. Next, I'm going to use this little precision crease brush, and this is the Makeup Match collection from Sephora collection. So I like it because it's very small, it's kind of dense, and it can do pretty much whatever. It can move around shadow that's really dark and hard to blend, or it can really softly blend together colors like this. So I'm just doing the old windshield wiper motion just to make sure this bronze kind of blends into my crease. And it's shimmery, so it's almost like blending in a highlighter. And these shadows are super pigmented, so if you feel the need, if you feel like there's too much product on your brush because they're so pigmented, just wipe them off. Because a clean brush is always going to blend better than one that has a lot of product on it. The two colors meeting together are blending really easily, so I'm just going to tap them just to make sure you can't see where one ends and one begins. So I think I'm going to go in with Rust, this color right here. And what I've always loved about Melt Cosmetics is their shadows are super pigmented, so you don't need a lot. And I'm just going to press this in by tapping and then kind of flicking inward. So tap, tap, tap. And because we put that eyeliner there, we put some extra in that corner, we shouldn't have to really work too hard for definition. I'm also going to put a little on the bottom, just a little bit. I don't want to make it too heavy on the bottom because I don't have strip lashes. So if I want to add even more, if you've watched my eyeshadow 101 video, I always start with a light color and then I'll work my way up to something like this and then a dark brown. So if I wanted to, I could dip into this color Mar and this Wrought Squared, this very dark brown, and I could add a little bit right in there if I want it. I'll blend it in a second. So I added a little bit of that dark color, the Mar and Wrought Squared in the outer corner. I love this palette, so it's addicting. I can just keep putting more if I want to, but I will stop in a second. My director is challenging me to describe this eyeshadow palette with M words. I feel like, what are the M words? Marvelous is always a good M word. Mesmerizing is always a really good M word. I feel like Melt is like too cool to be called mesmerizing though, so I'm like struggling here. I really like this brand, so I would suggest this palette as like a really good everyday, or if you're a smoky eye fan, for sure, for sure. So I will be using this Marc Jacobs Beauty mascara. This is the Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. So this one gives you major volume. That's something I really, really enjoy. I have been trying to teach myself some new skills, or like do things I've been meaning to do. So I've been really into trying out lash extensions and things. So I have like little like baby individuals in there, just to kind of give me a little something. Placing it and wiggling it, that'll really load up your lashes. I also love a wand that kind of grabs your lashes. I feel like that sort of like slight tugging is really what builds mascara. And this mascara is really good. Okay, so my thinnest lashes are my inner corner. So I always do those last so that I don't put too much mascara on them, but I still want them to show up. And just other side. And also that like darkness we added in the outer corner with that Mar color and the Wrought Squared is making my lashes look a little bit thicker on the end too. Originally when we were gonna do this video, I was gonna order some stuff that I had my eye on, some stuff from Milk, some newness from Makeup Forever, but then I have a pretty awesome makeup collection, but it was definitely spur of the moment, trying to think of like what I had that I could use that all worked together, because I had some like random things like purple lip glosses and things. So I was like, I think this is a good like neutral look that all comes together based on what I had. So I'm gonna add a bit of concealer. This is from Makeup Forever, and this is the Ultra HD Self-Setting Concealer. So you can probably tell I've used a lot of it. I really like this concealer. I typically don't use a lot of concealer. I usually will strategically use a full coverage foundation, but I just really like how smoothing this one is. And even when I do, I don't use a lot. I like to always put a little dot of concealer after I do my shadow, especially if it's a darker shadow, just because there could be fallout in here in the inner corner, kind of making my eyes look darker than they are. So I just like to put a little teensy bit right in there. So I'm super oily, So I still will set this concealer, but I find that it's really not necessary. It's just that little extra insurance that I like to have. But if you're someone who kind of doesn't like powder, maybe you're worried about looking really dry, this would be a really nice one to try. I'm just gonna put a little here. People tend to get red around their nose, so I always put leftover concealer right in there. So if you know me or you see me on YouTube videos, you know, like, this is not a surprise, I love my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. So this is the Endless Cacao Color number 506. This is something I use on the eyes. You can use it on the lips. You can use it on the brows if you want to. It's just one of my favorite colors for lip liner though. You can tell it's well loved. She's looking a little tired. It's quite magical, and I think people get surprised that I use this color because it's so like taupey. Makeup Forever is really great at teaching artistry. They have an artistry school, and everything has a purpose. Everything you do with makeup always has a purpose. So when you're lining your lips, if you line from the top down, you naturally kind of like curve your lip this way and make it look a little bit smaller. So always line your lips from the bottom up because you get more of that like fluid curve if you want like a rounder, fuller sort of look to your lips. Your hand, if you go from the top down, will naturally kind of like cut your lip short a little bit. This gives more of like a fuller, kind of like retro vibe. If you have issues with your lips being askew, just draw a straight line as far as you can get it. And if you step back and that looks straight, it's lined up with the Cupid's bow, this is good. Then you should be able to continue with your lips looking super even, as opposed to starting on one side and kind of drawing over. I just use my finger to blend, and then one little last swipe, and then we're good. Okay, so to finish this off, I'll be using a lip gloss from Marc Jacobs Beauty. So this is the Enamored High Shine Lip Lacquer Lip Gloss. Marc Jacobs is obsessed with shiny things. That's why like his packaging is super lacquered and shiny. A lot of the names of his product is gonna sort of like allude to things being shiny. So this is no exception. This is the Electric Lights 372 color. It looks like this like sort of gold color, but it's actually very multi-dimensional because it has pink in it and it's kind of translucent. So it's very easy to wear. And the lip gloss I think is kind of like a gel base, so it's not very sticky, which is nice. So you can wear this without having to wear lip balm or a lip moisturizer. And the lip liner, although it's like so taupey, it can kind of look a little intimidating to people. It just gives this like very natural definition. It's just like contouring your face, but you're contouring your lips. So that whatever you put on top, like even though this is kind of a sheer gloss, it still looks finished, like I have lipstick on. So that was fun. It was kind of like a little scavenger hunt. Like I haven't worn makeup in a few weeks and it just like needed something to do just strictly for fun. So just kind of like pulling makeup out of makeup drawers, looking in my professional kit, like in the closet, and just trying to find things that all work together for this M challenge. So I would say in the comment section, go ahead and write your name and then pick 3 products from a brand that matches that. So if you're having trouble kind of thinking of brands that start with your name, go to Sephora.com. Everything's in alphabetical order under our little brand tab, and it'll let you know. And remember, if there is something that really catches your eye that you've really been wanting, we have free shipping right now. So take advantage of that. And as always, please subscribe. We love sharing with you and kind of like conversing with you and having fun. So we'll see you next time. Bye.